Let me open up another. Let me open up another example. So, gonna go here, and I'm gonna open up Iqbal, Iqbal texturing. So, gonna open it up, and here is Iqbal scene. Here is Iqbal scene. Iqbal scene is very simple. Iqbal scene doesn't like for here. It doesn't have a camera in here, so I have to create a camera. So if your scene doesn't have a camera yet, if you have a camera, no need to create a camera. This is a background. These are the props over here. But because this scene is the modeling file, so I'm gonna create camera. Let's rename it shot cam. If you already have a camera, you don't need this. Okay, and then we're gonna click on the two plane here, pan out, shot camera, zoom out, turn on the film gate here. I'm gonna go to render settings, scroll down, renderable camera, shot cam, image size, scroll down with the mouse button, 1080. Then I could turn on the wireframe and shade, and I could just position this kind of like so. Okay, cool. So now that I'm happy with this camera, I could lock it. And a couple of things I have to check. I have to check that I have my, let's see, I have this here, I have that, I have that. Now I could save my seat. Cool. Now, cool. So now let's take a look at what is reference artwork look like. We don't want to match. I'm not gonna plan in to match the reference. Not planning to match the reference one to one, but I think this is. Oh, this is it right here. Iqbal. So this is it. This is how his objects are. Okay. This look like a little glass ceramic thing. Well, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is how his objects are. Okay, cool. Just keep this in mind. So I'm gonna go as close as possible to this. Might change, but let's see how what happened. So this is here. I'm gonna pick it off screen. Put it here. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna select one, two, three, shift select. I'm shift selecting all three, and I'm gonna check the UV editor and see how they look. This is how I lay out Iqbal's um this is how I lay out Iqbal's asset, right? But to fix this UV issue, I'm gonna right click, go to UV shell, select everything here, press R, scale it down, and just move this up in the corner. Next, I want to select this one here, press R, scale it down, put it over here, make sure it's fitting, like so. And I take another one, shift select here, take this, press R, scale it down, so everything fits on one quadrant. See this green, red? Make sure everything fits within here. Okay, cool. All right, so we're happy with that. Last but not least, we're gonna check the base. This is the base here. Go to UV editor. This is what the base look like. Okay, cool, cool. Very happy. This is the background. The background, gonna put it on a layer, and let's call this BG layer. Cool. All right, turn out. I'm gonna set this camera. I'm gonna hide the camera for now. All right, cool. Save your scene. Kickball, save your scene. So, what do we do now? So our UV, we established that UVs are on them and everything. So we're ready to create the shaders. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna big this up. I'm gonna clear out this by clicking this button here. Then I'm gonna press tab on the keyboard and type in AI standard surface. And then I think I have like three things in the scene. Three, like I have the ceramics, I have the base, and I have the background. So I have three shaders. So I'm gonna select this shader, press Control D, one, two. So three shaders. So I'm gonna call this one, because his one is the base. So this is the base here. So I'm gonna create a shader for the base. So simply just name it base underscore matte percenter. You can give it a color. This one I'm gonna call it BG underscore matte. Okay, for the background I could make it a little bit like that. And the roughness, I could play around with the roughness like towards that. Maybe drag this like so. Last but not least, this is the ceramics. So I'm going to call it ceramics underscore matte percenter. Okay, I can give it a color and leave it like that. Now, I'm going to go back to our scene and we're going to click on here, this one. We're going to right click on hold, go assign material, and we're going to choose the base material, just like that. I'm going to select all the ceramic. Remember, check the UVs again. All of them, all of them are on this Iqbal. All of them, I scale them down and put them on this. Okay, so don't confuse yourself. So all these guys here have to they're gonna have to share the ceramic material. Right click, assign material, and we're gonna do ceramics material. There you go. Gonna select the background. I'm gonna hold right click and hold shift and have BG matte right here, or right click BG matte, this one. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna go file and I'm gonna save my scene. Now, all right. So now the one that I don't want to bring the background inside Painter, but I want to bring the base, like the base and everything here. I like to go to File, Export Selection. And remember, we create a folder called Scene in the Scene file, Object file. I create that. You don't need to create it again. So this one is going to be called, this one is a ceramic. It's like a ceramic scene. Ceramic scene. Maybe like that. And remember, copy the location of this because that's where I saved the ceramic. Make sure the file type is set to FBX export. You simply click on here, choose FBX export and export selection. Now go over to Painter and go File, New. Select 3D Mesh here. Here is the ceramic. Paste the location to ceramic and gonna press open. Yeah, I think that's it. The template is good. This is the project template, yeah. Yeah, this is checked on as we want it. Make sure these are checked off like they are right now and press create. And there we are. As you can see, our things are in the scene, Iqbal. Okay, cool. So next thing I want to do, next thing I want to do, I want to bake. So you see this little bread looking icon here. Click on it. Change the output size to 4K. Use high poly as low poly and bake. Sit back and relax while it bakes. Okay, all right, cool. So now it's done big. The blue line is filled out. So you just click on return to paint and you're here. And remember, save your scene. I'm gonna call this ceramic scene. That's what I call mine. not FBX here, and hit save. So now we have the base, and then you have the ceramic here. I'm going to click on the base and isolate it. So the base, I'm going to give it some kind of wood, like a wood. So simply go over here, right here, type in wood. And all these are the wood textures that could be on it. I'm simply just going to click one of these and drag it and drop it here. Okay, cool. All right, great. All right, so this is the wood base. So now if you wanted to say, for example, change the color, what would you do? Well, you open up this folder, scroll down, click on the wood color here, like this one, like so. Scroll down, and then you click on the color and give it any color that you wish to do. So I'm gonna leave that like that, around there, and maybe darken it a little bit. Press OK. It has dirt, it has the vein, and it has these. You could choose to select the wood here, and you could choose to go to, let's see, if you don't want it to be going like this way, you could choose to select the wood here, like so, and you could go to rotate and just put 90 right here, and you can select fiber, select the fiber here, wood pattern, and you go here and rotate it also 90, like that. And the wood vein, click on it, simple click on here, wood pattern, and scroll down where it says rotate, put 90. So all of them are going from this way instead of like this way. Okay, so that's the wood. So you just name this wood, double click on it, underscore base. So what I'm trying to say is, like, any shader that you want, you could get it in here. So plastic, leather, cloth, you could get it in here, or you could get it here. Cloth, there's like tons of cloth. So if your things are made of cloth, you could get plastic, everything. His scene is made up of ceramic. So I'm going to click on the eyeball here, select the ceramic material. And I'm going to go in here and just simply click on this one and call it ceramics. So I see some ceramic things here. I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to choose, let's see, you can type in marble. Marble here, and I have some marble things in here. I'm simply just going to take one of these, drag it, and drop it here. So you see the marble is on everything. I don't want the marble to be on all of these. I just want it to be on one. So I'm going to select the marble here, go down to scroll down into the properties, and you could, first of all, you could repeat this a little bit. So in the tiling, you could put like 8 and press enter. No, not 80, but 8 and press enter. Okay, see that? Cool. All right, now you could choose to play around with the colors. So maybe you don't want the inner color to be that. Maybe you want it to be, okay, let's see, which one is the white color? So the ceramic color here. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. So you could choose, I'm gonna choose like maybe like that. I'm happy with that. Cool. Ceramic. Okay. Now I don't want ceramic to be on all of these. Okay, so what do? Right click on it, create a black mask. Then you click on the checker pattern over here, this polyfill. Click on the checker pattern, then you click on the one I want this one to have that fabric. that texture, that material. I'm gonna click on the brush, and as you can see, there is my ceramic on here. You could choose also the inside. You need to choose the inside to have it. So click on the inside. There you go. And go back to your brush. Okay, cool. So I want this one to be like a metal. So I'm gonna go to here, type in right here, type in metal, press enter, and press enter. All right, cool. I want this one to be metal. So now I have bronze. I think I could use a bronze. So simple, it's the simplest. Take it and drag it, drop it here. Okay. Now I don't want all of them to be that. I don't want all of them to be that bronze. So simple as click on the folder, right click, create a black mask, and click on the polyfill tool and select the one that you want to have the bronze on it. Simple as that. Click on the brush, open up the folder, click on the base. The base, it kind of look like this one here, so I'm simply just going to click on the base material here and click here and pick something that's not that color. So like kind of like that. Cool. Nice. Cool. All right. Great. Now I could select and create something else. I'm gonna duplicate this. Control D. So that's like purple. I'm just call this metal purple. And this one that I duplicated, Control D and duplicate it. This one is gonna be called. I'm gonna right click here, create another black mask. Click on here, and then I'm gonna make sure the checker pattern is selected here, and click on it. Make sure you go and you select on the inside. This one here, make sure you select the inside. All right, and then select this one, and you could change the base color to something like that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, very happy with that. So, and you could call this metal green. So I'm happy with this. Okay, but please be open to experimenting with other material that you could find in here. All right, cool. Or you could just follow what I did here. All right, cool. So now, next move I want to do, I'm gonna save my scene. So now that it's saved, it's time to export our textures. So I'm going to go back into this folder here. I have Alejandro Tech Maps in here. I need to create one called Iqbal _ maps. That's where all the maps for Iqbal texture map are going to be core. I'm going to click on the link, copy the link, simply go to File, Export Textures, Output Directory, click on here, paste the link, Iqbal map, and select. Document template. Remember, we created one for one of your classmates. So this one is called Arnold. This middle mouse button scroll. I want Arnold Sheridan. Here, SHHR. That's what we created. Select it. File type. We want to choose PNG, and base texture size. We want to choose 2K. Go right ahead and export textures and save your scene. Okay, cool, great, cool. Now let's go over to Maya. Save your scene and let's go over to Maya. Now I'm gonna click on my hypershade here, open it up, and remember how many shaders we have in here. We have 3. Okay, we have 3. We're not gonna map anything on the background, obviously, so put that aside. We have the base, that's the wooden base. Click on here, click on the checker pattern beside color right here. This is going to bring up this menu. Click on File, click on the folder, and I'm going to go to Iqbal Maps. I'm going to go to base color, this one, that's the one I want. Press open. I'm going to click on here, and for the metalness, I'm going to click on the checker pattern, click on File, click on the folder. I'm going to go to Iqbal Maps. I'm going to go to, we're looking for base metalness here. It's black, that's fine. Press open. Make sure you change the color space for the metalness to raw, and make sure alpha's luminance is checked on. Cool? You could go over here and just take your time and just like move these pieces away from here a little bit. So we have these two plugged in. Click on here. Next one we want is the specular roughness. So click on the checker pattern beside here and go to File, Folder, Iqbal, and we're looking for base roughness. It's white, so click on that. Change the color space to raw and alpha is luminance. Okay, next thing I want you to do, click on here, click on geometry, go to File, click on the arrow right here, click on the folder, and go to Iqbal Maps. Then we want base height. Click on the height. Make sure you change the color space to raw, and alpha luminance is checked on. So this one here is pretty much done. This shader here is done. Now move on to the other one. All right, move on to the other one. So we have this here. Click on here, scroll up, color, click on the color swatch, click on the file, click on the folder here, Iqbal here, and then we're gonna go for ceramic base color. So ceramic base color here. This is the one which all the ceramics on there. Press open. I'm gonna click on metalness because they are made of metal. So click on the file, check a pattern, and file here. Click on the folder, Iqbal, and we want ceramic metalness. So this is how the metalness map looks for the ceramic. Press open. Make sure you change the color space for this one to raw and check on alpha luminance. Okay, cool. Click on the shader again. Scroll down where it says roughness. Click on the checker pattern beside roughness and click on file. Click open, Iqbal, and then we're going to choose ceramic roughness here. Click on it, open, change the color space to raw, and alpha is luminance checked on, and that's it. Last one at least, we're gonna bring in the bump. So click on here, bring up the file, click on here, folder, and we're gonna choose Iqbal, and then we're gonna choose ceramic height. Click on it, change the color space to raw, and that's it. Cool. All right, great. So we're done bringing in our textures. Now time for save our scene. You can press if you press 6 on the keyboard. This is how all of them are gonna look Iqbal because they have metal. Don't worry about the blackness here. Turn on the background. Don't worry about the blackness of how the shader is showing. It's because it's a metal surface. Okay. So now this scene doesn't have any lights in there, so I'm gonna create one. I'm gonna go to Arnold, Lights, Skydo, and I'm gonna select the Skydo and press Control A. I'm gonna click on the color here. I have a HDRI. If you don't have any HDRI for the Sky Dome, you just simply go to HDRI even here and simple. I want an outdoor one. I'm going to click on this one. Make sure you change it from 4K to 1K. And simply just click download. It's going to download to your download folder. I'm going to copy this like so. And then I'm going to go to source images, my source image folder, and I'm going to paste this HDRI in here. Okay, cool. All right, good, good. So we're on the same page. So close this down. For the color, we're going to click on the checker pattern here. And we're going to click File. And we're going to open. And we're going to select HDRI even. Click on that one. Then we could go right ahead, save our scene, and do Arnold render. Change it from perspective to shot camera. I'm going to turn on the camera, press H, shot camera, and here we go. Okay, so I need to click on here. Oh, you could pause your render by clicking this. I need to click this and bring this in a little bit more, kind of like that. And then I do a render, like so. Now, a couple of things with this shot. You can select every geometry here, shift select them and press 3 on the keyboard. Okay, Iqbal. All right, next thing I want you to do, you could select you could pause this. My scene is lagging. You could pause this and you could click on the here and you could click on the Y, just highlight the Y, rotate it, hit the play button, and you can see how the light is affecting your scene. Okay. All right, cool. If you want a cinematic look, you could pause the render, give this light, press Control A, select this light here, and you want to give it like a intensity of like about 0.5. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna go to Arnold, Lights, Area Lights, press select that, the lights here, here's the area light here, press W, move it up, move it over to, you can make your key light coming from this area here. You can rotate the light. You see this little pin that's like pointing? Make sure it's facing the objects. Press R to scale him up, like so. Press W, move him back. Press E to rotate it, and you rotate it like that. So now you're in the attribute for the light. So you could select the light. If it's not there, you just simply press Control A. We don't want to play with intensity for this light. We want to play around with the exposure. Simply just type in about, say, 12 and turn on the render. That's what happened. See that? More cinematic. But we're gonna dial back a little bit. So I'm gonna take that and put about 10 or about 11 in percenter or about 10.5. So you see that we get a little bit of cinematic. You play around with the spread if you want. Yeah, there's a little bit of hot spot here. You could turn on temperature and you could drag the temperature towards like blue, and maybe 10 is the sweet spot. So 10, there we go. So it's not so, yeah, let it render. So you see the rendering bar, it's rendering. You could go right ahead and save your scene right now. Okay. So that there is done rendering. I'm happy with this. And a simple thing that you need to do is simple as go file, save image. And I'm going to call this Wayne Carnegie assignment lighting. I'm going to just say 02 .png and hit save. Now, if I go to previz and I go to images, here is Iqbal's example. Here is the example for Iqbal. Done. Simple as that. Thank you. Okay, cool. Nothing fancy. Simple, right? Cool. All right, great. All right. Okay, great. Fantastic. So that's it for Iqbal. Let me bring it up on screen once more. All right. Okay. Oh, when you guys are watching this, just make sure you just test out shaders and all that stuff inside here, and color it and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna be doing about like a few more of these like examples, so please sure to watch them. Thank you.